This video is brought to you by Squarespace, your all-in-one solution to get your website or store online today. Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the Den of Tools, and today the bear's bringing you the top-selling tools that you all bought off of Amazon last year. Yep, Amazon lets me know, based on the links and stuff we put down below, what stuff you are all buying. It doesn't tell me who bought it. I don't have any of that information. Don't worry, your secret's safe with them, but I can tell you what you all bought, and so let's jump into it, because Amazon became a huge supplier for tools, really jumped up there after, since the start of the whole pandemic thing. So let's jump in and see what everyone bought. The Skill, we're starting here with power tools. The Skill 12-volt line, by far and away the number one selling power tool line that you all bought off of Amazon. And the Skill 12-volt line, as you can see, I purchased this in February 17th, 2021. Now, a few months later, Skill and Siobhan did reach out to me, and they've started sending us power tools. We always like to have full disclosure here on the Den of Tools. And but anyway, these are ones I bought myself. I bought the Circ Saw myself, batteries, other stuff as well. Anyway, why do people buy this? Compact size, brushless. All the 12-volt tools are brushless. Excellent build quality, 5-year warranty. The batteries are fantastic, good price, and most of them come with the USB port on the battery. Great chargers with USB ports on the chargers, making these one of the best DIY to prosumer level tool selections out there. In fact, I even know some pros who have switched over to start using these. Now, remember, a lot of people want to say stuff like that, like, oh, no pros are going to be using it. Remember, not pro doesn't mean it's a heavy line diesel mechanic. We got assemblers, we got people doing light installation. There's a lot of terminology for what a pro is and what a pro might be doing, and sometimes they don't need power so much as they need lightweight and precision, and that's why they'd go in reliability, and that's why they would go with something like this. Now, as far as people who do need that extra horsepower, the DeWalt XR was the best-selling high-end professional line. In fact, this kit right here was it. This is going to get you the XR hammer drill as well as the impact driver, 2 5-amp-hour batteries, charger, and the case on that. And this is one of the best prices at $279. That's a fantastic price. Remember, if you are going to go with DeWalt, you're going black and yellow, go with the XR line or go with the Atomic line. If you're going to go with the new 12-volt line, that's a pretty good line as well. They're all brushless. They're all high-end. Avoid, like the plague, the entry-level brushless stuff. It is just not... It's not worth the money. It just isn't. But if you want to buy something that is worth the DeWalt name, this is definitely the kit right there. Now, if we're talking not cordless tools and we're going corded, the one I always say that you probably want to go corded with is if you're going with a router. And last year, we saw a huge change in the landscape of routers. There used to be the Ford versus Chevy, which was Bosch versus Porter Cable. And then Porter Cable said no moss, threw in the towel, and just gave up out of the blue. So Bosch stands alone. Can you believe that? And this is an excellent, just mid-tier, just solid go-to router here, 2.225 horsepower. And when I say mid-tier, I mean mid-selection as far as you can spend a lot of money on the Bosch stuff. This is definitely a higher-end router, but for the mid-price, I guess is what I should say for the Bosch stuff, $129 is a great price on this. Fixed base, 2.25 horsepower electronic fixed base router. Also sticking with the if you're going corded, the Skill Saw. This was a huge choice. Now, this is not a buy it now price. $169, that's like basically full list price. That said, prices are going up this year. I've had 12 different companies over the past 2 weeks email me saying, hey, heads up, our prices are going up or have already gone up. It's the state of the economy, folks. Blame whoever you want, but don't blame the bear. I just report the news here. $169 is the price on this. We saw this on sale for around $120, which is a fantastic price for the Skill Saw. I'm a huge fan of this one. Now back to Bosch. If you're looking for a miter saw, you cannot beat the Bosch Glide. It is a fantastic saw, but at a matching kind of price tag, $650. Again, this is a full list price on this saw. We saw it go on sale, I think, for $500 at one point, which is a buy it now price if you're looking for one of these. It's a great saw. There are some saws that come close. Makita makes a saw that comes close. Rigid, their new saw, which was made by Delta's parent company, it comes close, but I don't think either of them are as good as the Bosch. But again, that price, $650, that's a little daunting. You want to hold off and wait on a better price on that one. Another one of the top selling corded tools out there is the thickness planer. This is the one that people are always wanting to find on sale because the DeWalt DW735X it's unmatched when it comes to the prosumer and lower tier pro kind of level of planer. $629 though, that is not a buy it now price. Usually we're looking for that closer to $500 on that one. Now for budget entry level stuff, Win has just been killing it across the board, especially the Win 3-blade planer. Now remember, with planers, you're looking at a 2-blade, a 3-blade, or a spiral or helical blade. And those are the 3 tiers usually. So this would be Win's mid-tier. Now, though, when we saw this, we were normally looking at prices in the high 300s. 403 is not far from that, but still, once you start getting up that point, I would say you're close enough to start talking about the spiral head on the Win planer there at 427. So that's something to take into consideration. Now, Win was also killing it with sanders. The Win 6524 oscillating belt and spindle sander. If you've been following the channel for any time, you know the Bear is a huge fan of this style of sander. Excuse me there. Bear's still trying to get over that bug there. Anyway, this thing is fantastic. I've had 2 of them, not because one went bad, but just because I was in 2 different locations and I wanted a good sander I could rely on. That's how much I like these. That said, since then, everybody and their brothers come out with one. Ridges, of course, was the one who started this. Harbor Freight's got a version. Grizzly's got a version. I think 7-Eleven's got a version. I don't know. That said, $195 is not a bad price on that. Now, if you're looking for a more traditional one, then again, everyone's got a version of this one as well, it seems. $120 for the belt and disc sander. Not a bad price, although we did see this just under $100, so you may want to hold off on that one. Now, this stand right here from, I don't know, this was a generic one. I've seen this from Win. I've seen it from Tack Life. I've seen it from a whole bunch of people. This is brand generic saw stand. This thing just has been blown up in the past 2 months. We've been talking about it for a couple reasons. First of all, that is a universal top on it. That means you can use it with a miter saw, a jigsaw, a bandsaw, a table saw, anything you want that can bolt down can probably bolt down to that surface. Now look at this with these rollers on it. Most people think, well, that's a miter saw stand. No, you can use it for all sorts of stuff. But look at this. Like I did say in a previous video that I don't know if I would use it with a table saw, and somebody pointed out like, hey, Barry, you missed the fact they're adjustable legs. You can lower this thing down to get at that right height. And you see, that's the problem. You notice with the table saw, that's the height of the saw puts that table up higher than you really want it to be. Well, just lower the legs and now you got a usable space. One person said he also then took the saw, turned it 90 degrees. So now he's got infeed and outfeed rollers on the saw. How about that? What a fantastic idea that is. Anyway, $119. This has been just a runaway success when it comes to people looking for, a grinder stand, any kind of stuff for a portable tool stand. All right, next up we've got Boss Stitch. Now, Boss Stitch, when it goes on sale, and it goes almost every year around the holidays, it goes on sale for just under $200, and you get your 3 nail guns, your pancake air compressor, just a great deal there for $200. Of course, now it's up to $334. So sorry about your luck, right? Well, if you don't know, Boss Stitch is one of these companies that's owned by Stanley Black & Decker. You know, they own DeWalt, they own a bunch of other people, and they also own Craftsman. And if you look at these two, boy, they look pretty close, don't they? I would say these are identical, just with a fresh coat of paint on it, and you're getting it for $199. $199. What a great price on that one, considering it's mid-January. Just if you're looking, I know a lot of guys who are starting, their own business, they're getting into construction and stuff like that. And if you're looking for something like that to get started, this is definitely a great way to go. Now, speaking of which, if you're into small business or just looking for a way to get started, get out there and get your voice out there, you got to talk about Squarespace. So let's talk about them. Squarespace is your best and probably easiest solution for setting up your online presence today. Really, all you got to do is answer a short list of questions like this, and they're just asking what you want to get from your website. And faster than a squirrel on Red Bull, boom, it'll give you a list of templates that you can go through and be like, okay, this is what I want my online presence to look like. And for those of you looking to maybe take that hobby of yours and turn it into, a business so that maybe it pays for itself and all that, Squarespace's e-commerce tools have everything you need to get your business off the ground. Tools like, stuff that seems simple, but you really need inventory management so you know what you have, an easy checkout process as per my first rule of business, which is never make it hard for people to give you money. And then secure payments so your customers can have that warm, fuzzy feeling when it's time to enter all those digits. Bonus round on this, you can also buy your domain directly through Squarespace when you set up the whole thing up. There's no hidden fees or price hikes or anything. Each domain comes with an ad-free parking page and a free who is page on eligible domains. Trust me when I say that is a feature you will appreciate. So check out squarespace.com today for your free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/thedenofTools and save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. All right, let's jump back into it. Let's talk hand tools now. And if we're talking hand tools, we got to talk Gear Wrench. Boy, they are just killing it over there on the Amazons. Of course, Gear Wrench is the original anti-tool truck solution, the tool truck alternative, as we call it. This set gets you here all 6-point sockets, deep and shallow, 3/8 inch, with a 120 tooth ratchet. Of course, that's a simulated. I don't care how they do it. I don't care what they call it. As long as it works and it feels good, that's what I worry about. And then it's got the extensions and the swivel on it with the case. This is a fantastic set, but look at that price, $151. When we were seeing this as a good buy it now price, it was $100 to $120. Prices have gone up, people. I'm telling you, get ready for it. 2022 might be a rough year. That said, look at the Gear Wrench. If you want a little bit more tools with your selection here, we got this kit. This gets you 1/4 inch and 3/8, shallow and deeps, but you're getting 12-point. The other one was all 6-point, but you're getting 2 ratchets with this. Now they're 90 tooth ratchets. I will say though, I never had an issue with their 90 tooth ratchets. I think they're fantastic ratchets, honestly. But that said, I do want to call out the differences here. But for $121, it might be worth it to you. Moving along, we got Gear Wrench ratcheting wrenches. Now, Gear Wrench has the claim that they were the inventor of this. I've looked into this. There's some questions as to, because it all kind of happened around the same time, who actually invented it. But if you're looking at who actually made a runaway success with it, it's definitely Gear Wrench. And I have this set myself. I have several sets of ratcheting wrenches to compare and test stuff. They're one of my favorites. I think I like the Icon ones more. But that said, I would not hesitate in a moment's notice to grab a set of these. $71.77 though is not the buy it now price. And I'm sorry, because as of this morning, it was $50-some. And when I refreshed the page, that went away. Now I did go and check it in another browser, and it went back to the I think it was $59. So play around with zip codes, that kind of stuff. Maybe buy it on someone else's account. Maybe you can get it back to that sale price. All right, next up, let's talk screwdrivers. And we had 3 big sellers in screwdrivers. Now, first off, for a basic set was the Made in Germany Weehaw. Nice 6-piece set here. Fantastic setup. You can't go wrong with Weehaw. Now, if people looking for a more traditional set, we got a 7-piece tool set. Now, these are $35.58 for a bit more money. $50 basically. You're getting the Made in the USA, more traditional Klein tool set here. Nice setup there. Shut up, Moto. You always got to chime in. This is not about you. All right. And then next, for that all-in-one universal one of my favorites, made next door to Germany over in the old Czech Republic. If you're a CZ fan, you know that country. Anyway, Wera, the 011024 Craft Form Compact. They always like the fun names over there. I picked this up recently. Huge fan of this thing. I absolutely love it. That said, I don't love that price. $39.61. Ouch. I think I got it. Now, I found a fantastic price. I got it for like just over $20. So I liked that. I think maybe it was $24, $27, something like that. The sale price is usually right at or around or just over $30. I think it was $30 to $33, $39. That's a pretty high-end price. But again, 2022, welcome to your new reality. All right, and I can't mention hand tools without mentioning the WorkPro. As you know, WorkPro's been a big fan and friend to the channel. They've sent me these knives before. tons of them as a matter of fact, because I keep losing them because I don't lose them. Let's say they grow legs and walk away from my wife and my kids and my friends. And I'm like, here, try this. And then I never get it back. That's just the way it works. Anyway, you get a 3-pack there for $15 with 10% off. This is one of the ones where the bear has said repeatedly, you guys are going to love this, and people hold off and they don't buy it. And eventually they do. And then I get the email. And I get this once a week. I get an email like this. I know you've been talking about these. I don't know why I waited so long to buy them. I finally did, and it's my new favorite knife. I carry it everywhere. And don't worry, these will end up, they're so small and lightweight, you'll forget them in your pants. They'll go through the wash, but they're stainless steel. They'll be just fine. They are fantastic. All right, next up, let's talk about a brand that you all have been pushing, saying that you love, and that's the Lexavon, a great entry-level hand tool brand. I was surprised, though, to see that this was the best-selling item from Lexavon that you all have been buying, and that is the Master Wrench Set. 35-piece. This is the long arm ball and hex SAE, let's just say metric SAE and star there. All 3 sets. I'll be honest, I'm more of a T-handle fan myself, but if you're looking for something like this, it comes in a nice case, goes in your toolbox there. $24.97 with an extra 10% off on that. All right, moving along, Klein digital measuring gauge. Now, when this went on sale for $25, this was a huge hit. I use these things on all my cutting kind of stuff. Like I use it on my miter saw, I use it on my bandsaw, I use it on my table saw. I do not use it for high-end precision work, like say on a metal lathe or something like that. For woodworking, the accuracy is just fine. For metalworking, not so much. All right, and that goes across the board for any of this kind of digital measuring kind of stuff. For woodworking, it's fine. For precision, especially machinist kind of stuff, that's not the tool you would use. Next up, this one, the Rhino Air one. I know I just talked about these recently. They're a huge hit. They're great for like leveling cabinets and appliances and stuff like that, where you just need to get a little bit of precision in leveling something so you can run that bolt or whatnot. This is a great tool for that. $22.95 on this set. Next up, let's talk about multimeters. Multimeters were a huge hit. We had two brands, I think it was Kaiweets and Tiswall, who sold more than this one. But if you look at this model combined with its brother over here, which is the clamp meter, really, we talked about this, didn't we? You're going to be quiet over there. Okay. And it's the Astro AI. This is a nice basic multimeter for $12.99. That's a fantastic price on that. And then they have the clamp meter, which I'm a huge fan of clamp meters. Look at this, ACD. You can use it as a regular multimeter, and then you get the non-contact ability with it as well. $23.99, and you get an extra $3. It's going to be $21 on that. All right, let's talk from Tiswall. I think it's got to be the best deal when it comes to contactless thermometers. I love contactless thermometers, but this one gives you best of both worlds because you get the probe meter with it as well. Check that out. And I did double check, and yes, it is food safe. You can use it for cooking on the grill, check your steaks, your chicken, your fish, all that kind of stuff. For $20, nothing comes close to giving you that kind of flexibility of use. All right, what up? Let's see what we got next here. More back to Astro AI. Digital air chucks. This is another one that I won't go back from. I love using the digital air chuck. We're looking at 250 PSI. You got the digital on display on, which makes it easy to read especially for those of us with the aging eyes, as it were, as well as the quick clip chuck. I love those things. I won't go back to a standard, screw on or push on. This thing just makes life easy. Why would you use anything else? Especially at $26 there, and you get 10% off. You're going to take $260 off the price of that. Next up, Irwin Quick Clamps. Not a buy it now price at $20. Usually they're around like $15, $16. But that said, one of the best quick clamps I think out there that you can get. I know Harbor Freight has with the old gray ones; those were trash. But their newer ones are not bad. But still, it's hard to not like the Irwin ones, especially when you can just order them off of Amazon and shipped free to your front door. This is one, I know if you're a fan of the channel, you've heard the bear talk and sing its praises time and time again. Apparently, in the last time I mentioned the fact that I'll use it for cleaning the grill, cleaning the bathroom, somebody commented, maybe I should wash them in between. And you know what? I will take that into consideration. But that said, these things are fantastic. You get the round brush, you get the disc brush. This is the one, the big disc one. That's the one I use on the grill. Just let the tool do the work back and forth, and that grill will look brand new. It is fantastic. You get the bristle ones, the sponge pads with it as well. Again, I do have to repeat, don't use these with an impact. It'll tear it apart. They're for use with the drill. They got the extension there. Great for cleaning your tires with this one. You can get in all those little, I should say your wheels, as it were. Get in there, all those nooks and crannies that are hard to get into, and it just makes them super clean. Yes, I admit, I have used these cleaning the dishes, and they're fantastic. Boy, they just one and done. Who needs a dishwasher when you got something like that? All right, moving on next. We got to talk about one of the great upgrades that people have just really gotten. Just, when I first saw these things, I thought they were kind of hokey because they're coming out of like a as seen on TV. Now everyone and their brother sells a version. Harbor Freight even has a version now. But the 4-pack LED garage light set here for $40 gets you a 50-watt LED, 3 ultrabright adjustable panels there. They screw into a regular light socket, okay? Or extension cord kind of thing or whatever, and they just replace the dim little bulb you have in your shop or in your garage, and they give you 3 panels with adjustable light. Fantastic. $40, save $5 when you apply the coupon. All right, TechPo, the rotary tool. This was probably one of the best. I just ran the numbers. This was the best-selling rotary tool last year that you all bought. Absolutely love the stand with this. Gets it up off the table. Lets you use the detail, extension on it. Plus, you get a bunch of pads and discs and attachments and everything with the case. I will say this, $52.19. Good grief, that price is insane. I think it was normally around $40. Even with that 5% off coupon, that's not going to take it down to what I consider the buy it now price is. But that said, we don't know if we're going to see that price again. All right, what else we got next? If you want more accessories when it comes to your rotary tools, this is the case. We're going to talk about a couple of these items that are going to be you just buy it and then you have all the supplies you need. If you're looking for rotary tools, this is the solution. $34.97, and you get 357-piece, 1/8 diameter shank, universal fitment, grinding, sanding, polishing, all sorts of attachments, everything you need in one big nice case. Now, as far as the one and done when it comes to shrink tubing, $6.99, $7, and you will always have the shrink tubing you need. Again, and you may not do a lot of stuff with wire work and whatnot and soldering and whatnot, but when you need it, you need it. And this is the kind of thing where you're like, oh, thank goodness I've got that box of shrink tubing that I paid all of $7 for. And it's not like this stuff goes bad. All right. It just sits around. Maybe it does. I don't know. Does shrink tubing go bad? If you know, put a comment down below. Maybe this has got a shelf life of 1 year. I never really thought about it when it came to, don't get it hot. That will definitely be an issue for it. But that said, I've never noticed an issue with old shrink tubing. Anyway, $6.99, $7 price. If you don't have a case of shrink tubing around and you ever do any kind of electrical work like I do, you definitely want to have this. All right. And then also we got to talk about the Jackson Palmer 1,700-piece hardware. We're talking screws, nuts, bolts, washers, everything you need. Again, this is one of the things, like you're working on something, you drop a piece is missing. When you get it, you're trying to fix it. Here you go. You've got it. Sure, you may build up your collection over time, but this way you got it from the start. And for $39 minus your 5% off coupon, why not? All right, now let's talk about protection, because we talk about hand protection. We talk about, breathing protection, which I probably should do better on. But the number one I'm concerned with is keeping those eyeballs safe. They don't grow back. They don't heal all that well. Protect your eyeballs. $3.77. DeWalt makes some of the best eye protection out there. It's lightweight. It's comfortable. You can wear it all day. And they're cheap enough that if they get all scratched up and whatnot, you throw them away and you grab another set. All right. And last but not least, kind of not really a tool, but one that you guys bought a ton of when it went on sale is the Cubicurd monitor desk there, or computer desk. What a great, inexpensive little desk setup for you or the missus, or especially for the cubs in your life. Now, $59.99 is not the price we were seeing it at. It was a good bit cheaper. But that said, prices across the board on these have gone up. This one is, so look at that. You want the 32-inch, it's $70. The 47-inch is $84. So 40-inch at that price, that's a pretty good price. Anyway, That's all the Bear has for you when it comes to these. I hope you liked it. If you did find some savings and some deals, I hope you do consider, chomping the old like button, smash the subscribe, ring the bell on your way out. Also, a big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring them. Be sure to check them out. Of course, the link is down below. Anyway, that's all the Bear has for you today. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.